What is going on, Warriors? It is your boy Shin Ryu, and it's time for another Street Fighter Duel video. Pretty much, the new event has begun with Luke, and we're gonna be taking a look at the character shortly, and we're gonna see what is pretty much up with the guy, generally. But before we actually proceed here, the first thing we need to sort of clarify is pretty much the fact that you guys already have observed and seen this. We're just going to go through it again. There is a PD, and this pretty much gives him some sort of edge when it comes to actually deciding if you want to pull for the character or not. Obviously, he's coming after some recent tough, characters, and we probably will still have a couple of people just like myself who are still working on drawing, either Bison or Vega, depending on who you sort of have prioritized. In my case right now, I've sort of put a pause on it because I wanted to see what the new character is all about, being that he's from Street Fighter 6. And as you can see right now, we have some people who are still working on other characters like Goken as well. So tons of characters for you guys working on, but obviously the major decision is if you want to start working on this character right now. This is obviously going to hinge on how he performs. It is good to note that he's obviously a balanced character, because I have seen his profile from the start, and we're going to pretty much from there go on and decide if it actually is worth the pull. Okay, he did have a flashy cameo that was shown up on X or Twitter, depending on what you want to call it, but now we pretty much have the the character himself, and we're going to go through it real quick. First of all, before we actually proceed further, we go through limited trials here. You have a chance to also get his EX moves. It's one of the easiest ways to sort of get his EX moves now, more efficient than when you go through the training here. However, I have been stacking up some of these EX scrolls, so we do have a decent chance of actually pulling. Let's see how many I have. I have 61 right now, but typically those tend to sort of like exhaust. As you can see, there's a new EX scroll here, so we're going to see what the EX move says as well, in terms of like if it is definitely worth the pull. Okay, so we're going to go right ahead and look at the character's EX move here, and it says for the character, in terms of resonance, he's going to get drive, which increases the fighter's attack by 20% while unleashing drive impact or drive reversal. Okay, so drive impact or drive reversal, we're going to get more on that move for sure. But when you use the EX move, you see the attack and defense bonus that you do get, nothing with regards to speed, so bear that in mind. However, the EX move says encourage all friendly fighters, granting them a non-dispellable shield equal to 25% of their max HP. So you do get some shield on that. That's cool. Fighters with an active shield gain 50% increased damage reduction and attack. So you get both defense and attack on this stuff, kind of well balanced. And when Luke gains a shield, he also gains additional drive. Okay, and we definitely looked at drive here briefly, where it just says it increases his fighter's attack by 20%. So he gets an additional increase in his attack when you do actually have the EX move activated. So he has double benefits. So he's going to get a total, I guess, 35% increased damage in terms of increased attack, because attacks 20% already, plus the 15% I get from the EX move. But yeah, definitely if you're going for Luke as sort of character, it's going to be one EX move that you definitely want to get. And hopefully we'll be getting that, because obviously the dilemma, like I mentioned before, is if you'll be converting your wish tickets, if you have enough, for example, you've been stacking up, you want to convert all of them to wish tickets, because you definitely get the chance at the PD and the chance to boost character as high as possible. Otherwise, you can always focus on your current characters and then maybe eventually start using Chaotic Starlight. But in my opinion, that might not be the most efficient to go about it. But we're going to go right ahead and discuss that further. So let's look at the character now. We have actually looked at all the other stuffs here. I do have limited exhausted my slot, so you might be seeing this error message often, but we're going to bypass that and look at the character once and for all. So look, pretty much his passive move looks like it's all about drive here. You can see, so it's gain 1 drive after unleashing Vulcan Blast, Slam Dunk, or Eraser. I believe those are his 3 moves, so you can see right here, Vulcan Blast, Slam Dunk, and then of course the Eraser. All right, and when drive reaches 4 stacks, expand all stacks of drive to change combo 2 and combo 3 to drive impact and gain counter stance. So combo 2 and combo 3 is going to become drive impact. What is drive impact? That is what I'm actually curious to see how that works for sure, because it looks like it's going to be something really devastating, but we'll see what that is all about. Okay, so We can't obviously see what it is right now. Now, drive impacts is deal damage equal to 40% of attack to enemies in an area. So it's AoE as well. And reduce targets damage reduction by 24% for 15 seconds. That is a whole lot. That is a whole lot. This fighter gains damage immunity. Whoa, and 30% well damage immunity. That's not beyond the likes of Ryu, Vega, and all that stuff. And 30% increased damage bonus while unleashing the skill. After skill ends, the combo changes back to the original skill. So you have a chance to either. This is pretty much nice because you can decide if you want to use that on a C2 or a C3, and you might want to use on a C3 or C2 because of the damage reduction you're going to grant against the opposing team. However, you have about 15 seconds to unleash whatever you want to unleash next, so you may have a chance to unleash your combo again. But then if you have some powerful moves on combo 3, you can go right ahead and get the head start on that, and of course do another round on that. So it might be best to use it on C2 depending on what your lineup is like. And then it says drive reversal. If this fighter is attacked while counter stance is active, expend one stack to nullify that instance of damage. Whoa! And counter attack with drive reversal, dealing damage equals to 40% of attack to enemies in an area ahead. This fighter has damage immunity for the duration of the skill. Drive reversal is considered a trigger skill on trigger interval 6 seconds. This is something that would have been very, very ideal for Ryu, pretty much a prime Ryu. But as you guys know, Street Fighter 6 right now counter is a thing, so it kind of makes sense for him to represent that move itself. And of course, at level 2, crit rate is 15% granted to the character. You do get increased attack by 15% on level 3, and of course you get 2 instances of counter stance on level 4. And of course, if you get level 5, remember we looked at before, you get an additional 20% of attack while unleashing drive impact or drive reversal. Obviously, this is important for you to get that EXP to 3 stars. So another reason why you may want to actually go ahead and push that the PD pool for Luke for sure. But now let's go over to see what the actual moves are, because this drive versus this is it drive impact or what's it called again? Whatever it turns into, I believe it's drive impact, right? I feel like I can't remember it anymore. So drive reversal and drive impact. Yeah, so this drive impact obviously seems like the major move beyond what you're going to see here. So that will probably pretty much underwhelm the other two that we're going to read, but they're still going to be definitely good moves. So this one right now says fire 10 consecutive fireballs that can penetrate enemies' targets. Each fireball deals damage equal to 7% of attack. The fireballs are not considered ranged attacks and cannot be blocked. Whoa. Every time a fireball hits a target, increase this fighter's super combo damage bonus by 2% until the skill ends, stacking up to 40%. Now, this might actually, obviously let's go through the other levels. You get sometimes percent of attack. At level 3, every time fireball hits the target, increases fighter's super combo damage bonus by 3% until skill ends, stacking up to 60%. So pretty much just additional 10%, 1%, and 10%, respectively 1% to get it up there. But what I was trying to say is this EX move here that pretty much is typically slept on, the Chun-Li EX move. That's an EX move? No. Meant to say Fighting Soul. This might actually become useful because every 10th attack deal extra damage of 150% of attack to the target. Might be a reason to actually consider this buff for sure. But we're going to go right ahead and continue with the character and see what else he has to offer. And so far, he's looking good. So go on to the next one here and look at number 2. Slam Dunk. This was a move that I actually also predicted that would be in the game, but I also was trying to see how it was going to work out. And obviously, they did give it a single move. I thought maybe they could make him, once he punches the character to the floor, that he may cause AoE to the rest of the characters. That could have been a nice way to sort of implement it, but obviously that kind of give him some extra OP, to his name. But we're going to go right ahead and see what this one does. Okay, so unleash an uppercut to lunge the nearest enemy to smash them into the ground, dealing damage equal to 580% of attack. Also reduce the target's damage reduction by 18% for 15 seconds. He may be a possible E-Hunter replacement in terms of the Fade-On combo chain. I'll have a look. It may not even need to be a replacement. It could actually be an addition, but it's actually going to be tough to sort of justify the addition because of Flame Charlie is pretty much important in that combination as well, and everyone's reporting that particular combination. So maybe he might be a replacement. We'll compare how the demonstration compares to what's Kingpin under, whatever it's called. But let's go right here. Level 2 damage, increased damage to 70% of attack, and level 3 reduces target's damage to 25% for 15 seconds, and level 4 74% of attack. So that pretty much is for the slam dunk. And for the third one here, we have the eraser. And this one really looks crazy. He actually even totally erases from the screen himself, like you see right there. Oh my god, that is pretty much nasty. There we go. It says repeatedly strike enemies in a small area, dealing damage equal to 811% of attack. Increases fighters' damage reduction by 60% for the duration of this skill. Now, who knows how many attacks that he does in repetition? Let's see if we can count it. 2, 3, 4, and then there's a couple of combos. No, I don't know if they count as each one, but let's see here. For level 2, damage to 930%, and level 3, damage bonus by 30% for the duration of this skill, and level 4, 980% of attack. This guy is looking crazy so far, but you guys already know sometimes the wordings don't usually translate to how crazy the character is going to be. We're going to look at his fighting spirit and see you do get HP, attack, crit rate, and all that kind of stuff in that order. 28-30%, so attack seems to be the most out of everything. And of course, when you get Boundless Drive with a Flaming Glove, which is exclusive to Luke, you recover 15% max HP upon unleashing Drive Impact or Drive Reversal. Cool. Now let's see what the assist move actually says. When the assist fighter unleashes a combo or super combo, they gain 1 drive. When drive reaches 4 stacks and the assist fighter is attacked, expend all drive stacks to grant them damage immunity for 3 seconds. This actually is pretty much nice. Would this continue or this only happens once? It looks like they might be continually able to accumulate, but it's only effective when the assist fighter is deployed in the starting team. Yeah, okay, cool. I actually like to see how this actually works out. Obviously, it seems to be like a move that you pretty much benefit from when you are on the defensive side for a long time, for you actually expand it and do the counter attack move there. So for level 10, plus 10 that is, every time one of the Vulcan Blast fireballs hit the target, increase the fire's combo and trigger skill damage bonus by 1% for 20 seconds, stacking up 20%. And at plus 20, you gain an additional drive upon entry battle. And of course, at plus 30, 50% chance to gain 1 drive upon unleashing Drive Impact. Oh, so now you have a chance to sort of like retain one, to just get 1 back. So that's pretty much cool. And of course, if you look at the garage, it's going to be pretty much the last bit of everything together. Soul Power, you pretty much already know what it is. It's just kind of another level which you've read before. Slam Dunk. We already read all this stuff. Also, we don't have to go into deep analysis on that, but with the balanced tactics, that's what you get for with plus 3 and plus 6 of the cards. Plus 3, while unleashing Drive Impact or Drive Reversal, attacks ignore any damage immunity effects on the target and have 100% increased damage bonus against enemies with damage immunity effects. So he's going to be probably going to be able to take you out. It's going to be able to take you out if you have damage immunity only. And for 6, Drive Reversal inflicts bleed on enemies hit, causing them to take true damage equal to 3% of target's max HP. This bleed stuff, I don't know, man. I think the only one that pretty much feels like the crazy one when it comes to like bleed related mechanic is let's go over here, is the other bleed effect that you kind of get. I'm trying to figure, I can't remember what the name is called right now. Blood Tear, yeah, that's what it is. That seems to be the major stuff that actually can cause a lot of pain, but bleed still a good mechanic for sure. I will see how pretty much everything just kind of runs there. But that pretty much wraps up the initial aspect of Luke. We are going to go ahead and do a bit of analysis to see actually how this translates for sure, but that will be back in another video. Otherwise, guys, Luke is pretty much looking all fired up so far. Pretty much excited about the character. I want to see how it all translates eventually, but let's take a break right now, and then we'll go into the analysis after that. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and of course share the video, and of course turn the notification bell if you haven't already, and I will